Work. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
The fall of our precious republic is happening right now. The so-called bank re-regulation legislation openly gives unlimited power to less than 4 private banks and brokerage firms to regulate all financial activities in the United States. Simultaneously, the other 19 members of the G20 are passing identical or close to identical legislation to tie in to this new private bank of the world. Part of the taxing mechanism is to be the Framework Convention on Climate Change. The House has passed the accompanying legislation, admittedly to go under UN control. It states this is for global governance. The U.S. will not be allowed out of this. It will more than double, in their own words, U.S. energy prices. It will micromanage every facet of your life. Taxes on anything that produces carbon. Your dog, owning a dog as it eats meat. Beef will cost more money. Total control over thousands of facets of your lives. This is hell on earth and is unelected and unaccountable. For the next 30 minutes or so, we're joined by Mike Rivero of WhatReallyHappened.com, fellow GCN radio host. And he joins us now from Hawaii via video cam for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. Mike, I want to get into climate bill going out of the committee in the Senate today, right as Merkel gave her speech to the House, calling for the passage of the treaty next month. We're now 34 days out and counting. I want to then get into the open admissions that the CIA is controlling the opium out of Afghanistan at record levels. The open announcement they're killing the dollar. My God, this is really happening. Mike Rivero, good to have you with us.
Aloha. Thank you for having me on the show again today. And you're absolutely right. This whole push for globalism, it should be scaring everybody. I mean, you look at the news and it's just nothing but total fear-mongering. And I've been saying on my own show that obviously this push for globalism rests on 3 foundations. The first was human-caused global warming. Even Al Gore is backing off from that, and he's just calling it climate change now. And I don't know if you've heard about his new sequel to Inconvenient Truth. He's not trying to push it on a scientific basis. He's now promoting the fight against global change as a spiritual quest. In other words, he couldn't sell it as science, so he's repackaging it as a religion that worships the earth, and the way you worship the earth is you throw your carbon taxes into the little wood plate as it gets passed by you.
Well, that's phase 2. You buy your carbon indulgences like people would buy indulgences from the Catholic Church 500 years ago, and that's in the UN Biological Diversity Assessment 96. They say they're going to make it a global religion.
Yeah, they're really trying to do it, and they're trying to push the religion angle because they realize the science is falling apart on them. The second foundation, as you pointed out, they're trying to create a global federal authority to deal with this manufactured global financial crisis. But here's the problem. What they want to put in place is just a larger version of the Federal Reserve. And we already know the failing of the Federal Reserve is the instant that first borrowed manufactured piece of money goes into circulation, more money is owed to the bank than is actually in existence. If you're on a planet, an entire planet, that immediately means the bankers are owed more money than actually exists. Inevitably, there'll be crash after crash after crash after crash. This global financial system condemns humanity to ongoing perpetual poverty for the masses and incredible wealth for the elect. I mean, look at the United States. We now have the greatest disparity between rich and poor of any nation on earth here in the U.S.
We are the greatest debtor nation in history, statistically worse than even the Great Depression for 2 years. We passed that benchmark 2 years ago, and you're absolutely right. The banks, though, they say they failed. They've really succeeded in vertical integration. That's why McClatchy newspapers have done this big detailed report by Greg Gordon, how Goldman secretly bet on the U.S. housing crash to bring down their competition.
Yeah, they did that. They also, Goldman Sachs is playing all these little dirty tricks. They dumped all the subprimes on foreign bankers. They made money off of the California bonds, selling them, then turned around and told their own clients bet against them, and they made more money on the credit default swaps on those same bonds. It's just
stay there. I want to talk more about whether you think they're going to be able to pass this treaty in the Senate. Looks like they are. how we fight that once they pass it, the government drug dealing, all of it with Mike Rivero. I'm Alex Jones.
Have you heard that